Hey guys, it's Ari back with another yo-yo review. Today we're going to be looking at the Skyva. So specifically, this is the second run Skyva. This is the one in the transparent colorway, as you can see. So yeah, let's go over this epic finger spin throw. So the Skyva was designed by Jeffrey Pang, who is a very, very popular yo-yo manufacturer. He's known for having designed some of the really big top level yo-yos, and Magic Yo-Yo had approached him with the prospect of making a plastic yo-yo, specifically one that could finger spin very well. And since then, this has essentially become the face of finger spin yo-yoing. And yeah, so this was the yo-yo that I learned my very first. One of the yo-yos I learned my very first finger spin on. I at least tried to do it. I did have a bit of trouble, and that's where I go into my main gripe with this: the glossy finish. Now I'll admit, plastic yo-yos inherently aren't good for grinds. Not good for arm grinds, not good for palm grinds. Town grinds can really only be done on the finger spin hub, and even those aren't that good. But it's advertising itself as essentially the ultimate finger spin yo-yo for plastic yo-yos. And while that's not wrong, this glossy finish does make it a lot harder. Because this glossy finish, it's real sticky, so it's going to rub against your finger. And it advertises it as having two cups: one cup that's easier to catch, and one cup that pretty much locks you in. And you always want to get onto that lock-in cup, because if you don't, it's just going to orbit around your finger, fall off. And that's kind of where my main difficulty when it came to learning finger spins kind of came from this yo-yo. Now, I'm not saying this yo-yo is bad at finger spins. Not at all. In fact, again, this is essentially the face of finger spin yo-yos. As you can see, it can finger spin for a hella long time. But that's only if you're able to really lock yourself in. And beginner players may not be able to do that very well. So that's just something to keep in mind. If you're a beginner to finger spins, I'm not saying don't get this yo-yo. I am saying be wary of glossy finishes. Try to catch on your fingernail, keep that soft finger, and then try to lock in. Or just try to lock in straight from the throw, and you'll eventually get it. Part of this yo-yo is a bit snaggy because I just lubed the bearing. But right out of the box, it was actually really, really nice. Now, other than finger spins, how does this yo-yo play? This yo-yo plays very, very floaty. And given that it's plastic, you'd expect it to have a lot of vibe. But personally, I'm not feeling that. It's not completely vibeless. I do feel some fingernail vibe. So it's there. I can feel it. You can probably hear it. I don't know, my mic's kind of shit. But when you actually go into it, there's not a lot of string vibe. So, knowing that, this is actually a very, very nice feeling yo-yo. It's not the most solid yo-yo, I'll give it that. It's a very floaty type yo-yo. Whenever I do binds with this, it kind of floats a bit before it actually comes to my hand. Yeah, not to say that the binds are slippy, but it has kind of a little delay and then suddenly shoots up to my hand. Now, because of this floaty feel, it can be played at very fast speeds, but there's going to be a bit of a lack of control there. And the weight distribution is very thin, but it's definitely on the rims, so it's still going to be stable enough to really hit those speed combos and stuff. I got a knot here. Yeah. So yeah, speed combo stuff, definitely doable on this yo-yo. Horizontal may be a little bit tricky, because we see that there is quite a lot of contact with the yo-yo. Not a lot, but just enough for horizontal to be just a slight bit difficult. I did learn quite a lot of horizontal stuff on this yo-yo though, so it's definitely good at doing those types of tricks. Problem is, because it's plastic, there's not a lot of rim weight, and it's not going to be able to spin for quite as long. And that's something you actually really want in a horizontal yo-yo. You You want a yo-yo that's going to have a lot of rim weight and low contact points that isn't going to, go out of spin quite as easy. With that said, however, it is actually wider than the normal shutter. So if you actually see, it's just ever so slightly wider. Either that or they're both identical, and I'm just dumb. When I actually look at it down here, it does look a bit wider. So knowing that, it actually can catch the string quite well for horizontal play. I can never do horizontal on camera. That's weird. I swear to you, I can do horizontal. I promise. But yeah. Now that's it for like speedy tricks. But what about tech style tricks? So for tech, it's okay. It's okay for tech. Because the thing is, because of the low weight distribution, it's really not going to be able to handle tech quite as well. Because tech tends to be really long and really complex, and you really want a yo-yo that's going to spin for a while when doing tech. Again, that's not to say it can't do it. It is very much capable of doing tech, but it's not that good for it. It's like really densely packed tech tricks aren't going to be happening too well on this yo-yo. Things like Gentry's wrist mount combo are going to be especially hard. As you can see, it's already starting to run out of spin. But yeah. So for tech, not the best, and because of the floaty feel, it is very easy to lose control of the yo-yo when doing tech style stuff. What about meta tricks? Now, given its V shape as well as its wide gap, it's actually really good for a meta. So like, it's very easy to catch. Doesn't snag up on you. Quite a lot of the meta tricks that you like doing are going to be very much possible on this yo-yo. I'm not too good with meta. I don't have a lot of meta tricks in my arsenal. I really gotta fix that. But the few meta tricks I can do are quite nicely executed on this yo-yo. So yeah. So meta definitely gets a pass there. Now, what about durability? Now, because of how inexpensive this is, quite a lot of beginner stars are going to be buying this yo-yo. This was one of my very first yo-yos. And because of that, durability is definitely going to be an issue. Mainly because you're going to be dinging it quite a lot. Now, a lot of reviews tend to say, it's made of a very thin plastic, so, don't ding it too much. But I actually found that, it can take quite the beating. Now, I'm not saying that you should, go out and, really just smash it across the floor. No, do not do that with any yo-yo you have. Never. Like, if you can avoid it, don't ding your yo-yo. It's going to hurt. But just be wary of the fact that this yo-yo may not be durable. It can still take a beating, but it's not the yo-yo that you can go